Why is historical context important in literary discussions? Imagine reading a story about a young woman fighting for her rights. Without knowing the time she lived in, you might think she was just rebellious. But understanding the era she was part of changes everything. When we talk about books and authors, knowing the historical background helps us see why characters act a certain way or why authors choose specific themes. It's like having a map that guides us through the story's world. If we ignore the history, we might misunderstand the message or miss important references. For example, a novel written during a war might have themes of conflict or hope that make more sense when we know what was happening at that time. In a book club or discussion group, bringing up the historical setting can spark deeper conversations. You can ask questions like, what major events were happening when the book was written? How did those events influence the characters or plot? Knowing the author's background and the social norms of the time can also help us see the story from their perspective. It's like putting on a pair of glasses that clarify the story's meaning. When we understand the political climate or cultural beliefs of the period, we see how the work reflects or critiques those issues. For instance, literature written during times of social upheaval often contains messages of change or resistance. This context helps us avoid judging a book by today's standards and instead appreciate it as a product of its time. In the reading journey, it encourages us to think critically and connect the dots between history and literature. It makes the discussion richer and more engaging because we're not just talking about the story, but about the world that shaped it. When you research the author's life or the historical events surrounding the book, your insights become more meaningful. Asking questions like who was the author, what was happening in the world then, and how those factors influence the story can open new ways of understanding. So, in short, knowing the historical context makes our conversations about books more accurate, thoughtful, and lively. It helps us see literature not just as stories, but as reflections of the human experience at a specific moment in time.